Have you ever wondered what it truly takes to not just add years to your life, but life to those years, especially as we hit our 70s, 80s, and even beyond 100? For many of us, aging brings quiet worries about staying vibrant, independent, and fully present. But what if the secret isn't pricey miracle cures or grueling workouts? From my years as a doctor caring for folks like you, here's the truth. We often unknowingly drop 5 simple habits, and per a landmark 20-year Harvard study, that subtle shift could quietly shave up to 12 precious years off our lives, missing out on a decade of vitality, joy, and purpose. Sobering, right? Don't worry. In this video, I'll reveal those 5 surprising yet easy behaviors that set centenarians, those who thrive past 100, apart. Plus practical steps to start today, transforming your health, mind, and life with meaning and connection, no matter your age. Watch to the end. These insights could unlock decades of renewed energy. Before we dive in, if this hits home, drop a quick yes in the comments. You're not alone. Let's get started. And now, we'll dive into the first part. Lifelong learning. Building new neural pathways. You know, I often hear many people, especially as we enter our golden years, say, "Oh, learning is just for the young. We've learned enough, haven't we?" Or there's a common belief that our brains, once old, can't learn anything new, can't absorb complex things anymore. Honestly, I understand that feeling. We all feel that way sometimes. But here's a truth I've witnessed in many years of my profession, and science has also proven. Our brains, even when you're 70, 80, or even older, are still extraordinary machines capable of creating new connections. Scientists call this phenomenon neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself. Imagine your brain as a bustling city with a tangled network of roads. When we learn a new skill, it's like building new highways, smart turns, helping information move faster, smoother. It even helps create detours, alternative routes around areas that naturally get old or congested with age. When we stop learning, those old roads in the brain can become overused, congested, or less efficient. This can slow down our ability to think, react, and remember. So, challenging ourselves with new things is how we keep the city in our heads vibrant, maintained, and running smoothly. This is why some people feel their minds are a bit sluggish, struggle to recall someone's name, or forget what they were about to say when they walk into another room. That's not a sign of the end. I see it as a call to action from your very own brain. And what I'm saying isn't just personal experience. Research by Dr. Michael Merzenich, a renowned neuroscientist from the University of California, San Francisco, has shown something truly astonishing. Older adults who engage in learning new things often have brain activity similar to people 20 or 30 years younger. That means they are actively rejuvenating their cognitive function. Let me tell you about Eleanor, a 74-year-old grandmother from Phoenix, Arizona. She's one of my patients, and her story is truly inspiring. Eleanor's friends were surprised and, frankly, a bit bewildered when she started learning Python programming. Yes, you heard that right, computer programming. At 74, they asked her why she was torturing herself with something so complicated. But Eleanor wasn't discouraged. She spent 30 minutes every morning with online tutorials, patiently troubleshooting syntax errors and logic puzzles. 2 years later, Eleanor had not only learned Python, but she had also personally created a recipe organizing app that her whole family uses daily to plan meals. Amazing, right? What's even more incredible is that during her regular cognitive checkups, doctors noticed significant improvements in Eleanor's memory, reaction speed, and problem-solving abilities. Her story isn't just a heartwarming anecdote. It's a living testament to the incredible capabilities of our brains. First, try learning a new musical instrument. It sounds daunting, but just 15 minutes a day with a small piano, a guitar, or even a simple ukulele can create incredible neural connections. The combination of auditory processing, motor skills, and memory will boost your cognitive reserve. Second, try a craft. Activities like pottery, knitting, or even woodworking not only create beautiful products, but also train hand-eye coordination and spatial thinking. It's a wonderful way to build brain resilience while creating tangible things you can be proud of. Next, learn a new language. It sounds difficult, but with apps like Duolingo, language learning has become very accessible. Research has shown that bilingual older adults can experience a delay in the onset of dementia by up to 5 years. Learning a new language activates multiple brain regions simultaneously, keeping them active. And finally, don't be afraid to explore technology. From video calls with your grandchildren to browsing social media, or experimenting with new apps on your phone or tablet. Learning new tech tools helps keep your brain flexible and connected to modern life, which sometimes makes us feel left behind. The secret to success here is to start small and gradually embrace bigger challenges. Eleanor didn't jump into complex algorithms immediately. She started with simple Hello World exercises and gradually built her skills. Don't wait for a grand revelation or a great eureka moment. Choose a skill you've always been curious about, something that truly sparks your curiosity. Whether it's photography, gardening, or something completely new. Just 15 to 30 minutes a day is all it takes. Consistency is what matters most when we want to build new neural pathways. And remember, when you're 70 or older, you carry a treasure trove of life experience, patience, discipline, and the ability to appreciate the gradual learning process. These things actually make learning much easier than when you were young. So, what skill have you always wanted to try? Share it in the comments to inspire others, and let's start this learning journey together. Comment, learn if you're ready to begin. And now, we'll move on to the second part. Strong social connections, the heart of longevity. In our later years, losing loved ones and close friends is an unavoidable part of life. It's a painful reality, and it's easy for us to withdraw, feeling lonely. I've seen many of my patients go through this phase, and isolation can subtly creep into our lives without us even realizing it. But here's something important I want you to understand. Loneliness isn't just a sad feeling. Science has shown it can severely devastate your body and mind. It increases inflammation in the body, weakens our immune system, and even raises levels of the stress hormone cortisol, which we know can accelerate the aging process. Why does it become so dangerous? As we age, our natural social networks can shrink due to many factors. Friends move away, loved ones pass away, or simply, mobility becomes more challenging. But our bodies and souls still crave connection. Isolation is the silent enemy of longevity, an enemy we often overlook. This is why some people feel lethargic, lose interest in things they once loved, and seem to age faster than normal. They aren't just sad, they are truly experiencing the physical effects of loneliness. What I'm saying is not speculation. The Harvard Study of Adult Development, one of the longest studies on human health, has followed participants for over 80 years and found that strong social relationships are the greatest predictor of both happiness and longevity. In fact, people with good social networks live an average of 7 years longer than those who are socially isolated. Conversely, feeling lonely can be as detrimental to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. I remember Robert, a 78-year-old man from Georgia, who lost his wife of 52 years. He almost completely withdrew from life, For months, Robert lived in isolation, relying solely on online grocery deliveries and avoiding all social gatherings. His children began to notice alarming changes. He would forget conversations, lose interest in old hobbies, and seem to be aging rapidly. Concerned about their father's mental and physical decline, Robert made an important decision. He joined a community garden project, initially just to get some fresh air. What started as a small step became a life-changing experience. In that garden, Robert met Helen, a 72-year-old retired teacher with a passion for growing tomatoes, and George, an 80-year-old veteran with countless stories. Over time, the three of them formed a close-knit group, meeting twice a week to tend the garden, share home-cooked meals, and support each other through health challenges. Within 6 months, Robert's family noticed an incredible transformation. He was sharper, more energetic, and truly happy again. So how do you build and maintain these vital connections? Don't think you need a huge circle of friends. Quality is far more important than quantity. First, join interest-based groups. Book clubs, gardening groups, volunteer organizations, or church groups are excellent places to find people who share your passions. It gives you a common reason to meet and talk. Second, prioritize in-person meetings. While video calls are useful for staying in touch, meeting face-to-face creates much deeper connections through body language, gestures, and shared experiences. A simple cup of coffee or lunch can make a huge difference. Finally, cherish intergenerational friendships. Spending time with younger people not only keeps you mentally active and exposed to new perspectives, but your wisdom and life experience will also enrich their lives. For introverts, I know this can be a bit harder, but start with the smallest things. One meaningful coffee date a week, even with just one close friend, can have a much greater impact than participating in crowded social events that drain your energy. The wonderful thing is, it's never too late to forge new relationships. Many centenarians have shared that they found some of their most meaningful friendships in their 70s and 80s. This week, what will you do to strengthen an existing relationship or create a new one? Share your plans in the comments to inspire our community. Comment friendship if you're going to take action. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons helpful, comment the number 1 below to let me know you're still following along with me. Thank you for your valuable time. And now, we'll move on to the third part, natural movement, staying active in daily life. When it comes to staying fit and healthy, many of us immediately think of the gym, strenuous workouts, or high-intensity exercises. And honestly, we all know that maintaining such a workout schedule can be difficult, even hard to sustain as we age. Sometimes, aches and pains or tired knees make us hesitant. But here's something I want to share with you, something I've learned from my longest-living patients. The key isn't those high-intensity workouts. Rather, it's about integrating movement into what you do every day. This keeps your metabolism active, your joints flexible, and your muscles strong in a more natural, much more sustainable way than just working out once or twice a week. Why is it so important? Our bodies are designed to move, but as we age, a sedentary lifestyle easily becomes a habit. This leads to weaker muscles, more brittle bones, and an increased risk of falls. Natural movement is the antidote to that stagnant lifestyle. Do you find yourself getting out of breath more easily when going up a few stairs? Or feeling back pain and fatigue after sitting for a long time in your favorite chair? Those are signs that your body needs more movement. It's gently reminding you to get up and do something. And this isn't just idle advice. Studies from the National Institute on Aging have shown that people who maintain natural activity in their daily lives have better balance, stronger bones, healthier cardiovascular systems, and sharper cognitive function compared to those who only do high-intensity workouts. but sit still most of the day. Meet Patricia, an 83-year-old woman in California, a patient I deeply admire. She has never had a gym membership or followed a structured workout program. Her secret is a lifestyle of natural movement. She tends a large vegetable garden, walks to her local market every day for groceries, chooses stairs over elevators, and regularly helps babysit her great-grandchildren. She cooks from scratch, cleans her own home, and takes care of her yard. Recently, she even helped a neighbor move furniture, a task many people half her age would find difficult. Patricia is living proof that movement isn't a separate chore. It's simply how she lives. You don't need to live in a distant blue zone to adopt this lifestyle. Here are simple, practical ways I often advise my patients so you can incorporate natural movement into your daily life. First, walk for errands. Instead of driving to the bank, pharmacy, or nearby coffee shop, try walking. Walking isn't just good for circulation, it also helps clear your mind. Second, move around while on the phone. When you're having a long phone conversation, stand up or walk gently around the house. This helps you focus better and adds light activity to your day. Use the stairs. Start with one floor, then gradually increase the number of floors you climb. Climbing stairs not only strengthens your legs, but also improves your cardiovascular health. Don't forget gardening or yard work. Even planting potted plants on your balcony provides valuable movement, strengthening your core and arm muscles. Consider house cleaning as exercise. Vacuuming, mopping, and organizing are not only great for a clean home, but also excellent functional exercises that keep you strong and flexible. Cooking from scratch is also a good way. Standing at the counter, chopping vegetables, stirring dishes are all gentle activities that are good for your body, while also providing nutritious meals. And I know, for many of us, playing with grandchildren is a great joy. Running after them, carrying them, or playing games with young children not only brings joy, but is also wonderful exercise, beneficial for both physical and mental health. Finally, why not dance to music while doing chores? Turn on your favorite tunes while cleaning or cooking. It will raise your heart rate and add fun to your daily tasks. For those with mobility issues, don't worry. Focus on what you can do. Seated exercises, caring for small plants, or preparing simple meals. What will you do to add natural movement to your day? Share your ideas in the comments to inspire others. Comment, "Move," if you'll move more. And now, we'll move on to the fourth part, a strong sense of purpose. Finding your ikigai. When we retire, or when life undergoes major changes, perhaps children have grown up and moved out, or a spouse has passed away, many people feel a great void. The feeling of no longer being useful or needed can creep into our minds and quickly bring down our spirits. I've witnessed this many times in my clinic, and it can be a greater challenge than even physical illness. But here's what science calls ikigai, a Japanese word that means your reason for waking up each morning with excitement and meaning. A strong sense of purpose not only brings joy, it's also a protective shield for your brain and body. Why is it so essential? When we lack purpose, our brains tend to decline faster. We engage less socially, move less, and are more prone to lethargy, even mild depression. Purpose is the fire, the motivation for us to continue living, learning, and growing. Do you find yourself more easily distracted, or feel like your days are passing by blandly, monotonously? That might be when you need to rediscover your ikigai, the reason you feel life is worth living. And again, these aren't just general pieces of advice. Studies from the Blue Zones, the Blue Zones, areas where people live the longest in the world, and long-term research like the Rush Memory and Aging Project have confirmed. A strong sense of purpose is linked to a significantly lower rate of cognitive decline, reduced risk of chronic diseases, and increased longevity. Dr. Patricia Boyle, a neurologist at Rush University Medical Center, conducted a study on over 1,000 older adults and found that those with high purpose scores, a measure of how much meaning and direction they felt in their lives, were 2.4 times less likely to develop dementia than those with lower scores. Purpose, it turns out, acts as a shield for the brain, helping to preserve cognitive function and reduce the risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Remember Arthur, the 79-year-old retired accountant from New York, whom I mentioned earlier. After 45 years of work, he felt completely lost. His identity was tied to his job, and without that structure, he struggled with a sense of irrelevance. He spent months watching TV, noticing a decline in his mental sharpness and joy for life. Then a neighbor casually mentioned that the local elementary school needed reading volunteers. Hesitantly, Arthur decided to try it. On his first day, he felt out of place among the children, wondering if he could connect with them. But by the third week, things began to change. A second grader named Liam, who was struggling with reading, lit up every time Arthur arrived. Their bond grew as Arthur patiently worked with Liam, celebrating every small bit of progress. Over time, Arthur became a beloved figure at the school, tutoring many children and sharing stories from his life. This role rekindled his sense of purpose, giving him a reason to wake up each morning with enthusiasm. His cognitive abilities improved, and he felt a sense of belonging again. The best part? Arthur said it was the children who saved him, giving him a reason to wake up each morning with joy and meaning. So how can you find or reignite your ikigai? Purpose doesn't have to be something grand, world-changing. It can come from small, meaningful acts that align with your values and strengths. First, reflect on your core values. What matters most to you? Kindness, creativity, justice, or community? How can you express those values in your current life? For example, if justice is a core value, you might volunteer with an organization that advocates for the rights of the elderly or disadvantaged. Second, leverage your skills and experience. Your life experience is a treasure trove of wisdom. Whether you were a teacher, mechanic, parent, or hobbyist, you have unique skills that others can learn from. Ask yourself, what knowledge do I have that I can share? What problems can I help solve? A retired engineer could mentor young students in a STEM program. A former chef could teach cooking classes at a community center. Your past isn't just a story. It's a resource for creating purpose today. Next, engage in causes you're passionate about. What truly touches your heart? Environmental protection, literacy, animal welfare, poverty reduction, or local community development? Passions often point to your purpose. Research local organizations or online platforms that align with your interests. Seek out intergenerational connections. Interacting with younger generations can provide profound purpose. Tutoring, mentoring, or simply sharing stories from your life can create mutual growth. Volunteer strategically. Volunteering is a powerful way to find purpose, but it's most effective when it aligns with your interests and skills. Random volunteer tasks can feel like a chore, but purposeful volunteering feels like a calling. Don't forget to explore creative expression. Creativity can be a source of purpose. Writing memoirs, painting, playing music, or doing crafts can connect you with yourself and others. Sharing your creations, whether through a blog, a community art show, or giving handmade gifts, amplifies this sense of contribution. And of course, strengthen family relationships. Family is often a natural source of purpose. You can become the family historian, preserving stories and traditions, or organizing gatherings to bring loved ones closer, supporting grandchildren in their hobbies, attending their games, or simply listening to their dreams can create deep meaning. Even if family is far away, regular letters or calls can nurture connection and purpose. Finally, pursue personal growth. Purpose can also come from within. Learning a new skill for yourself, overcoming a personal challenge, or becoming a resilient role model for others can bring profound meaning. The wonderful thing about purpose is that it often emerges through action, not just through contemplation. Arthur didn't know tutoring would become his passion until he stepped into the classroom. Don't wait for a grand revelation. Start small. Visit a local organization. Talk to friends about their volunteering experiences, or pay attention to what bothers you in your community. Sometimes, annoyance about neighborhood litter or a lack of resources for local youth can be clues to your purpose. Purpose is also dynamic. What brought meaning to your life at 40 might not resonate at 70, and that's perfectly normal. Right now, what brings meaning to your life? If you're not sure, what activity or purpose would you like to explore? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might inspire others to find their purpose. Comment, purpose. If you're seeking meaning. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons helpful, comment the number 2 below to let me know you're still following along with me. Thank you for your valuable time. And finally, we'll move on to the 5th part, the power of optimism and gratitude. Old age, we all know, brings unavoidable challenges. It could be illness, the loss of loved ones, or physical limitations. And sometimes, honestly, it's easy for us to sink into negativity, into those sorrows. We all feel that way sometimes. But the 5th behavior I've seen in centenarians, and I must say, it's the most surprising. Maintaining an optimistic outlook and practicing gratitude, even amidst life's inevitable difficulties. This isn't about pretending everything is fine or ignoring ongoing struggles. Absolutely not. Rather, it's about choosing to focus on the good things, however small, while still acknowledging what's difficult. It creates a mindset that helps you be resilient and full of joy for life. Why is it so important? Optimism and gratitude aren't just fleeting good feelings. They actually change the chemistry in your brain and body. They help reduce stress, boost your immune system, and even slow down the aging process at a cellular level. Do you find yourself a bit more irritable, or do small problems bother you more? That's when you need to retrain your mindset of gratitude and optimism. These aren't just empty words. The Harvard study of adult development, which I've mentioned many times, has shown that optimists live 11 to 15% longer than pessimists. They also have better cardiovascular health, stronger immune systems, and are less prone to depression. Dr. Suzanne Segerstrom, a psychologist at the University of Kentucky, has spent decades researching optimism and aging. Her research even revealed that optimists have longer telomeres, those protective caps, at the ends of our chromosomes, which we know shorten as we age. Essentially, optimism is slowing down cellular aging. And remarkably, optimism isn't an innate trait you're born with. It's a skill, like learning a language or an instrument that you can practice and cultivate at any age. True optimism doesn't mean denying reality or pretending problems don't exist. Instead, it's about believing you can influence outcomes through your actions and seeing obstacles as temporary rather than permanent. Gratitude is a powerful ally of optimism. Dr. Robert Emmons, a leading gratitude researcher at UC Davis, has found that people who regularly practice gratitude sleep better, have stronger relationships, and report higher life satisfaction. The act of noticing the good things in life rewires your brain to look for positive experiences, creating a virtuous cycle of happiness. So how can you cultivate optimism and gratitude in your daily life? Here are detailed strategies I want to share with you. First, start a daily gratitude practice. Write down 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be grand things. A warm cup of coffee, a kind neighbor, or a beautiful sunny afternoon is enough. The key is consistency. Over time, this practice will train your brain to notice the small joys in life. Try keeping a small notebook by your bed or using a gratitude app on your phone to make it a habit. Second, practice positive reframing. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or, how can this make me stronger? For example, if mobility issues limit your activities, view it as an opportunity to explore seated exercises or connect with others online. Reframing doesn't erase difficulties, but it helps you find growth within them. Focus on what you can control. Old age brings challenges beyond your control, such as illness, loss, or physical decline. But you can control how you respond. For example, you might not control a chronic condition, but you can choose to follow your treatment plan or seek support from a community. This distinction fosters resilience and hope. Don't forget to celebrate small victories. Acknowledge progress, no matter how tiny. Did you walk a bit further today despite a sore knee? That's a win. Did you have a meaningful conversation with a friend? Celebrate that. Recognizing these moments builds a sense of self-efficacy and optimism. Balance your information intake. Staying informed is important, but constant exposure to negative news can distort your perspective. Limit time spent on anxiety-inducing media and seek out positive content, such as inspiring podcasts, books, or community newsletters. This balance keeps your worldview grounded, yet hopeful. Try practicing loving kindness meditation. Spend a few minutes each day sending well wishes to yourself, loved ones, and even strangers. This practice, rooted in mindfulness, cultivates compassion and optimism. Apps like Insight Timer offer guided sessions to make it easy to start. And a very important thing, surround yourself with positive people. Optimism and pessimism are both contagious. Seek out friends, family, or groups that uplift you. Join a book club, attend community events, or connect with like-minded individuals online. Your social circle shapes your mindset. Use positive self-talk. Pay attention when your inner dialogue turns negative and try to shift to kinder language. Instead of, "I'm too old to learn this," try, "I'm learning at my own pace." And that's perfectly fine. Positive self-talk builds self-confidence and resilience. And when something good happens, a favorable doctor's visit, a kind gesture from a neighbor, share that good news with someone. Amplifying joy reinforces optimism and strengthens relationships. Finally, reflect on your past resilience. You've overcome every challenge life has thrown at you so far. Remind yourself of that when facing new obstacles. Write down a time you persevered through difficulty. That's proof of your strength and a reason to maintain hope. Healthy optimism doesn't mean ignoring grief or pain. Instead, it's about acknowledging difficult emotions while still holding space for hope. For older adults, this mindset is particularly powerful. Decades of overcoming hardship, building relationships, and finding joy in unexpected places provide a deep well of wisdom to draw from. Many centenarians have shared that their happiest years came after 70, when they let go of societal pressures and focused on what truly matters: connection, meaning, and gratitude. Today, what are you truly grateful for? How do you maintain hope in difficult times? Share your insights in the comments. Your optimism might inspire others. Comment, hope if you find faith. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons helpful, comment the number 3 below to let me know you're still following along with me. Thank you for your valuable time. As we wrap up, remember, we've uncovered 5 pillars to transform your golden years, but knowledge only counts when you act on it. Here's my challenge to you. What's one specific commitment you're making today? Maybe I'll do a 10-minute Duolingo lesson tomorrow. Call a friend this week. Or walk to the mailbox instead of driving. Drop it in the comments. Let's motivate each other. If this sparked real inspiration, hit that like button to help spread the word. Subscribe now to join our community of thriving agers. Never miss life-changing tips. Finally, share this with one friend or family member who needs it. You could light up their path to joy. Thanks for watching. Stay vibrant, stay wise. See you next time.